Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. And let's get right into the video. So here I am showing you my drill, and you want to make sure you flip it to reverse and have it at a low speed because we are indeed doing our right hand today, which is my dominant hand. So I'm using my non-dominant hand to do my dominant hand, and it is very challenging for me and it's very difficult, so that's why I don't do it. But I decided, let's do it. And at that, I don't record while I do it because recording my left hand is tricky anyways, but doing my right hand is even more tricky. So yeah, so we're just going to remove the shine with my drill. And if you're not comfortable with using your e-file, you can go ahead and use a 180 hand file and get as close to your cuticle as you can and rough up your surface as you can without hurting yourself. But I felt pretty okay with the drill because I actually take my nails off with the drill on this hand, so it wasn't that bad for me. And I'm also getting up the dead skin, and you don't want to press hard at all. Because it is kind of hard to feel pressure with my left hand, because like sometimes you can do too much or too little. But yeah, we're just gonna remove the surface shine from my natural nail on all 5 fingers, and then I'll be back after. And you want to make sure that you dust off the nails and wipe them off with an alcohol wipe or lint-free wipe and some alcohol swipe, something to get the dust off before we go ahead and glue on our tips. As always, all products used will be listed in the description if I can. I know for a fact I will have my 180 grit sanding bands linked in the description, my KDS glue, and my lint-free wipes, and the little alcohol pump that I'm resting my hand on, and that's also a tip. There's the surface all roughed up, and a tip is to stabilize your hand on a surface. And here's another tip with the tip actually. So you want to bend the tip. You see how it's turning white? So you want to squeeze it a little bit, and this is for if you have like flatter nail beds, but then the actual like wings and well of the tip is too curved for you, like it's too curved for your nail bed, so it doesn't rest properly. You want to flatten it out, and then look, covers from sidewall to sidewall perfectly, because my thumb has that issue. And yeah, it just makes the tip bigger and wider, so it goes flat instead of having that curve in it. And you see I just added a little dot to the middle, and I was taking forever to put the tip on so it didn't spread as evenly as it could. You always want to measure before, and some of my fingers are weird, so I do have to like press it down, like do the bend the end of the tip like that, and then see, and that one doesn't fit even after I did that. So go into another one, and if I need to squish it to make it flatter, squish it. Like you see how it has a natural curve at the bottom of the tip. Sometimes it doesn't fit everyone's nail beds. Like if your nail beds are very flat, tips like this might not work. So a way to make it work is to flatten it, squeeze it out, and make sure you have enough glue, especially when you're doing your non-dominant hand. Not non-dominant hand, your dominant hand with your non-dominant hand. You need to make sure you have enough glue, because when you're filing, it's already difficult enough, and if you have to deal with the tips popping off or your form moving, it's not the ticket. It is very difficult. And you see how I use the table. You can use the table, the tip box, your fingers. It's just whatever. The more like force you put down, the flatter it's gonna be. And this doesn't affect the outcome of your nails, like the stability, because the acrylic or whatever medium you use is what builds the strength, and the tip is just the platform. So now I'm going in with the Macart foil gel glue, and I use the Young Nails Protein Bond to prime, and the Born Pretty Acid Nail Primer as well. And I also use the Transparent by Model 1, and I also use the Model 1's acrylic liquid, and I do have something to say about this Model 1's liquid after I explain this a little bit better. So, what I'm going to be doing is using this snakeskin foil. If you guys didn't watch my live on how I did my left hand, this is pretty much like the tutorial version of it, but with the snakeskin, and it's not hard. This is really easy, especially if you're doing like somebody else's hand or your non-dominant hand. So yeah, but since I'm doing it on my right hand, it's a little difficult, but I thought it would be really cute, and it did end up being really cute. So if I were to do this on my left hand, it would be worlds better. But so you want to put the foil glue gel all on the wherever you want the foil to transfer. So in this case, I want it to be the entire tip, so I put it at the entire tip, cure it for 60 seconds, and I already had a pre-cut piece of foil, so it's easy. And you want to rub it all the way in. And I was watching a show, so I was rubbing it in for longer than it had to be. I didn't have to rub it in for this long, but I chose to, because you'll see that the foil, when you're rubbing it, it starts to lift up, and that means that that section is already down. But if it's sticking to you, like it's sticking to the foil, and if there's any patches, you see there's 0 patches on this nail, pretty much. So that nail's good. Transfer it on the next finger, and it is so easy to work with these transfer foils. I know some of them are very difficult to work with in the little 70-piece kit that I have, and this will be linked in the description, but these ones were very easy to work with, including the like oil slick ones that I did on live. That one was very easy to work with. So this is also going to be kind of like a chit chat kind of order, because sorry, my table's squeaking. But yeah, you want to do this on, I'm doing it on all 5 fingers, but if you just want it to be like a standout design, you can do it on 1 nail, 2 nails, you know, make it your design. But in Texas, it snowed so badly. It just, everything was horrible. We didn't have any power for days. We didn't have any water. We was running out of food. We were using a propane tank to cook. It was insane. And now it's the 21st, Sunday. This is when this video was originally going to go up if everything was fine. Well, technically this video is going to go up on Wednesday if everything was fine. But I ended up having to save this video. I did it on the day that, you know, we came back to the house because the power was finally back on. When did we come back? Like Wednesday, maybe? We came back on Wednesday, I think. It was very interesting. There was no water anywhere. There was no food. It was crazy. And you see on my thumb, I always get wrinkling for whatever reason. But the wrinkling on my thumb doesn't bother me, because even with the oil slick look, I thought it looked really cool. And it's not going to lift off or nothing. And I also use my JC Beauty Concept Cover Blush and my Model 1's brush in the size 10. And so what you want to do is use a thin layer of clear. That's where I messed up, because I can't really control it as well as I'd like to on my right hand with my left hand. And yeah, you see that bead that I put down at first dried. And so this is when I was using my Model 1's liquid, I think, or did I splash the JC Beauty Concept Monomer in here? Because my Model 1's monomer, I put it in my dapping dish and I was using it, and it spilt everywhere. And yeah, so all you want to do is put a extremely thin layer. You see how that didn't even want to come off the brush? You put an extremely thin layer of clear over these, and it needs to be wet but still kind of solid to where you can put your brush over it and just guide it to where it needs to go, but your brush never directly contacts your foil. You can go ahead and do base gel and cure it if that's easier, which is what I should have done. Like do your base coat, your gel base coat, put it all over the nails, only where the transfer foil is, buff it a little bit to make it rougher, like to make it matte, and put some scratches in it, because if you put it over the shiny surface, it's just gonna slide. Or you could put your top coat over it and then buff that. But yeah, some of these nails I did do too thick, and if I would have listened to what I was saying in my head, it would have worked out better. But I was like, no, let's just do it in clear acrylic. And if you're doing it, if you're good at like doing your other hand, like your opposite hand, you'll be fine. Because on my left hand, I did the same technique of doing the acrylic and it worked out just fine, but that's because I had better control over it. And yeah, back to what was going on. Yeah, you see I put the wrong bead on the wrong nail. A lot of stuff happened just doing this set, because this was like the first day like really back in our house and trying to like do my nails, because I was like, my left hand was looking good but my right hand was looking crusty, and so I went ahead and did my nails. And yeah, our neighbors were really kind to us. They ended up giving us a pizza like yesterday, but yeah, it was the worst thing ever, because you see that's what it looks like after the clear base is applied. It needs to be matte, because, and I'm saying no because it is too thick, because I applied it way too thickly. And now I'm going ahead and attempting to blend in this Jace Beauty Concepts Cover Blush. Yeah. I've always tried to do ombre with my left hand, like to my right hand. Never works out well. It only worked out well on like 3 of the 5 fingers. Okay, so 2 of them bust. Horrible. But at least I tried, and I'm still building my skills at it. And I ended up filing on the nude before I encapsulated it, which helped a lot. But of course I didn't put that in because this video would have been like an hour or 2. And yeah, but my schedule is still the same. This video will be up on Wednesday of this week, and I will go live on Friday, and then on Sunday I'll have another video also. So that's my schedule, in case you were wondering. So don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified of every time I upload or go live. And also follow me on my social medias. They're in the description as well. My Instagram for nails is Anisa's Nails with 2 S's, and my personal is Anisa_GGG. And yeah, this part is boring because it's just me attempting to blend in the acrylic. So yeah, there's not much to it, because after this you do have to encapsulate. But if there's something you don't like with the nude, you can go ahead and file it right now after it's dry though. Don't do it while it's gummy and wet. And you see it doesn't look too bad right there on those nails. So I did a good job on those ones. But my other ones, and if your blend goes up too high, like mine's going up too high, then you just wipe it off like that, and then wipe your brush off really good so no acrylic gets stuck in your brush. And yeah, and we are on a boil water notice also. And I was looking at all the memes, because apparently in Houston they're giving out Dasani water for free, and everybody's saying just the funniest stuff about that. But yeah, so you just want to blend it in, get your cuticle area looking right, and if you get some acrylic on your skin, you want to make sure you take care of that first before you worry about the blend. And you see I wiped part of it off with my nail because it was starting to set. And yeah, I really like the Jace Beauty Concepts Monomer with my Model 1's powders. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be my go-to monomer. I know that the 8 ounce of Jace Beauty Concepts is all sold out, but they do have the 4-ounce, and then I think the next size they have is what, like 32. So yeah, how have you guys been doing? Let me know in the comments how you guys have been. Hopefully well. Hopefully you guys are doing better. So yeah, that's really all I have to talk about for now. And after this nude is applied, you want to make sure you fill in everything you need to, because after you encapsulate, it's for me it's done. Like, and then I'm just doing my finished filing, because it's so much harder to file. You see how I filed it right there? It's so much harder, like, and it takes longer to file through the clear acrylic than versus you filing on this layer, right? Because the reason why you encapsulate is because you don't want to ruin your hard work. But if there's a spot you need to get before you encapsulate, file it off, dust your nail off, cleanse it with some alcohol, that's it, right? And then encapsulate, because once it's encapsulated, it's a lot harder to get to it, right? And that's why I also did a clear base layer like I always do. Didn't put it on camera because, again, it would make the video longer and it's harder to film my right hand, and I was out of frame for like a lot of the, I don't want to say important parts, but I didn't show the filing of my hand, of the nails. I think I showed like one with the hand file and then like 2 fingers with the e-file. I did show the buffing of the nails. Yeah, and my thumb I had to do a lot of work on, because like actually you're gonna see your filing is everything, right? It would be better if my application was better, then I wouldn't have to file as much. But if you know how to file and you're willing to put the time in, because like you gotta learn, like you can't just be like, the nails are janky, let me not. But my filing really makes it come together. Hopefully in the future I don't have to do as much filing to get the nails to come together, but as long as I'm doing it with my left hand, it's gonna take a lot of practice. And sometimes you'll see me pick up the bead with my left hand, sometimes you see me pick up the bead with my right hand, and I'm holding my finger down because you want gravity to pull the bead down. And also, you could change the speed of the video. I do that for all the videos I watch. I watch all my videos in 2 times the speed. If you click the 3 little dots, I think it is. Let me see. Yeah, the 3 little dots. Click on playback speed and scroll and make it 2 times, or however fast you would like, if this is taking too long for you. But yeah, I also build my structure and my apex with the clear, so I wanted to keep everything as thin as possible, and because that'll also affect your filing. And when you're doing your dominant hand with your non-dominant hand, it's kind of hard to get a good application, but at the same time you kind of want to, because you might not be as good with your e-file or your hand file, and it really helps to have all these skills down. But if you know how to file, like I said, you got it. And yeah, I'm gonna let you guys watch the rest of this encapsulation, which it isn't too much left, I don't think, and then I'll be back. So I didn't mention it, but I did cut and shape the nails off camera for like just the tips. And so here I am going in with my Pana 8080 grit file, and this file is found on Instagram, not Instagram, Amazon. Oh my god. It's found on Amazon, and y'all, I had such a difficult time just shaping the thumb that I was just like, I should just leave the thumb in, like, that's the only finger I'm gonna shape on camera, because, oh my gosh, shaping, like, my index fingers and all that, and you see, I am gonna, like, start going around the cuticle area with the file too, but not too much, because, like, even though, like, the edges of this file are soft, it's not gonna like cut me, but I still want to be careful, and I do flip my file vertically and file the nail like that, just so it can smooth out some of the ridges before I go in with the e-file, because it is easier to work with the hand file or the e-file depending on like how much you practice with it. And yeah, so I was going for a coffin. It ended up being coffin, but it is a bit of like a wider coffin, more of a tapered square, to be honest with you. But it doesn't really bother me. Again, sorry for the squeaky table. And I could work with a, like, if the grit is 80, it says it's 80/80, but you know it's not that coarse. But like the actual like foam of the inside of the board, in fact, the inside of the file is sturdy, I'll be good. But if the grit is like super coarse but it's not sturdy, no. So like I did only show the thumb because I was having a hard time. And here I am with my e-file. This is my Pana 5-in-1 e-file. It is a fine grit, and I'm using my AZ Go-Go drill. You can find the AZ Go-Go drill on Amazon, and you can find the Pana 5-in-1 fine drill bit on Amazon, and I will have the drill bit linked in the description. And I think I did show my index finger and my thumb on this one, but y'all, it was so difficult. But you see, I did a good job. I didn't cut myself that bad. And yeah, sorry for the camera moving so much. I was just trying to make sure I got it in frame because I was moving so much. And you see, I turned on the flash because I had my lamp on, but for some reason my lamp wasn't bright enough. Like, it was bright as you see in the previous clips, but it wasn't bright enough for me, like looking at the camera. I ended up turning my flash on, so hopefully this is a little bit better. And yeah, so I'm going around my cuticle area, sealing that. Usually I do go in with my fine sanding band, my mandrel bit after, and re-go over everything, but I decided not to because I had already filed with the hand file pretty good on some of these nails. Like, you can see like the ridges in them are gone because I did that with the hand file. And yeah, like you can see like the nails, they look kind of wonky, and that's because, and you see I did clean up my sidewalls pretty well with like my brush and all that, so that wasn't the problem for me. And yeah, so make sure you keep your sidewalls looking good and the sides of your nails looking good, because the top could be jacked up, but as long as your sidewalls and your cuticle area and your skin is pretty good and there's no acrylic all over it, you'll be good. But if there's acrylic all over your skin, it's harder to get that up when it's dry versus when it's wet. And the first thing you should do if you get the acrylic on your skin while it's wet is wipe it off, and make sure you wash your hands after every time you do your nails or do somebody else's nails. Make sure they wash their hands, you know, after they use the bathroom, after they get home, you know. Here's my index finger. You can see it looks really wonky, but that gets fixed up. And yeah, I am going to be going in with my red buffers after this. And the only place that I've seen has these in the Austin area is Lucky Nail Supply. I haven't found these online at all. So if you're wondering the wattage of the lamp that I'm using, it's a 36 watt sun UV lamp. And the top coat I use, and you see here I am stabilizing my finger again. And y'all, I fixed the camera and then it fell. What is that? But you can let me tell you the story about the brushes that I use. So the Model 1's brush, you can see it's all jacked up because I got acetone on it. That's okay, because like whenever you're using it, it's gonna get acetone on it, it's gonna get dirty. Here's the Reds buffer I was talking about. But the Young Nose brush in the back, it was all frayed and sprayed out because I was called away to do something and I forgot the brush was soaking in acetone. So when I came back hours, when I mean hours, I don't mean just like 1 or 2, I mean like 4 plus. I completely forgot the brush was in there. And the reason why I forgot was because I was so busy doing all the other stuff, and I had to like sit there and try and mold the brush back into shape. That brush is never going to be the same. It already has all the natural oil stripped out of it, but we'll see if all the this is the Top It Off gel by the Beetles, and if all the acrylics start sticking to it, then I'll have to throw it in the trash. But if it doesn't, I'll be good. And so yeah, when you cure this top coat, you want to make sure it's not in like your sidewalls or anything like that. I mean, like before you cure it, you want to make sure it's not in your sidewalls. You want to make sure you don't use too much gel. And yeah, you want to cure it for 90 seconds to 120 seconds to make sure it's fully cured, because you can cure it for 60 seconds and have it be fine. Like I used to do it like that, but I just wanted to make sure it was all good for like everyone, because I was curing for 6 seconds on myself and it was fine, and my sisters, but I wanted to make sure it's 100% cured. So 90 to 120 seconds is what the bottle says. And the reason why you want to buff is because you want to get rid of all the scratches, because no matter how thick, like if your top coat is thin and it's not thick enough, it doesn't specifically say no buff, then you want to make sure you buff the nails. So you're going to see everything in it. You're going to see all your scratches. You want to make sure there's no dust on your nails. So after I'm done top coating my fingers, here is what it looks like. And I'm going to go in with my cuticle oil. It's a Blossom cuticle oil in the scent hibiscus, but it's in a Young Nails rose cuticle oil bottle. And the Young Nails rose cuticle oil used to be full until my sister spilt it. And so I bought some, I was given some cuticle oil in the scent Blossom, and then I spilled that. So, somebody spilled that. I didn't even spill it. So I have to buy some more. I put it in it because I like the dropper. And now I'm going to rub it in. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell so you can know every time I upload. Follow me on all my socials. And thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.